Hello guys, I'm Sol1XD, Challenger EU West OTP, and I mainly play here mid lane. So this is like the video explaining the strategy behind Gwen mid and why you should play her over top lane. You might have seen me on Twitter, like a lot of threads, not only about Gwen, but about game knowledge itself. And this is finally the video where I'll be explaining the Gwen mid setup and how can you play it as well. Sorry if like this video is like kind of weird, I don't know how to explain. English is not my main language, and this is like my first video recording in English, so I'm used to a stream. I'm not like a YouTuber or something like that, so I hope that's not a problem for you to understand how to play this champion. All right. Let's start with the like people questions, like why they ask me the most. And people tend to ask me if this is harder to play than top lane Gwen. Overall, we are going to see like a whole different champion than top lane. All right. It's not harder. It is indeed a high risk, high reward playstyle. Okay, but it's not way harder than top lane. It might be harder for you if you are used to play top Bruiser Gwen, okay, instead of this mid lane hyper carry setup. But if you are new to Gwen, it will probably be easier for you to pick up this champion, okay? Only if you are used to play like Bruiser Gwen, it will be harder, because this is legit a whole different champion, okay? So we'll be changing her personality and her playstyle a lot. So if you are used to Bruiser Gwen, you can try this, of course, and I really encourage you to. But it will probably be harder than if you pick the champion for the first time. About builds and runes, okay? As I said, this is a hyper carry Gwen playstyle, not a Bruiser one. So we're going to play really aggressive runes or runes to speed up our power spikes in terms of gold and just to speed up like our second, third item spike, because we are not be focusing that much in long trade and winning lane as killing enemy, right? Our main objective will be to scale, right, and get our power spikes as soon as possible, just like Kassadin, Kayle, this kind of champions, right? So try to get that in mind. We are a hyper scaling champion, okay? In 2 or 3 items will be monsters, so we just stick to farming and try to not die, just like Kayle, Kassadin, as I just said, Aurelion Sol, Smolder, stuff like that. Why you should play mid over top? Okay, mid lane is a way more centered lane, which is way shorter, alright? So it's easier to break freezes and escape ganks, okay? Matchups are hard, some of them, but they are not like top lane, alright? Like, if you get a losing matchup in mid lane, you can still play the game. There are like really few matchups that are really unplayable for Gwen in mid lane. It's not like in top lane, okay? You won't be 50 CS behind or like super hard stomped, like dying all the time, unless you play super bad or it's like a really fucked up matchup like we're gonna see later on what is her worst matchups. But overall, it's way easier and way more like less aggressive lane for Gwen, alright? Which is the cause like many Gwen players you see doesn't have like a really good KDA, because top lane is so aggressive for Gwen. You have to play against Darius, you have to play against Jax, you have to play against Riven, and it's not only because of the champions itself, it's because of the nature of the lane. It's way harder, alright, to play from behind. Instead of me in mid lane, it's easier to set up better waves estates for you. Also push, roam, easier to escape ganks, alright, because you just E and W and you are practically out unless you get CC or something like that. And that's why I recommend playing mid lane instead of top, because you can play way more aggressive playstyles, have more impact in the map, As you can see, I move here, helping my jungler. We are just stomping the game since early game. This is a really good matchup for Gwen castling, okay, because it's just another hyperscaler. But you get what I see. You have way more impact in the game, and it's just way easier to scale, and you can play like a really more aggressive setups, like aggressive runes, aggressive builds, and you are not like that Breeze who plays for the team and side lane, okay? We can play side lane as well, but we have like a more protagonist role in the game as Hypercarry Gwen. Alright, so what builds and runes you can play with this? I've always played First Strike, alright. I played two setups, okay, you got here in the screen. I play both First Strike and Dark Harvest. Both of them had really good pros and cons, so we're going to check them out, okay. First Strike, pros is it speeds your build super fast, okay. You get cookies to survive lane, which is pretty valuable, and you get Summoner CDR for TP faster to lane, like have it more often, Ghost as well, so more opportunities. Cons, you lack damage. Sometimes speeding up your power spikes is not needed if you don't have enough damage at the end of the day, right? So, right now I'm playing the Dark Harvest setup. I recommend to try both, okay, maybe one works for you, one doesn't. I recommend to play both. I play both at this day. But I think Dark Harvest is objectively better than First Strike right now to carry games. You can run Electrocute as well, but it's like super synergic with Gwen. Same for Halo Blades. I just feel like Dark Harvest is really good. You don't aim to stack it that much early game. Like, you start stacking it mid game, but you end up like with super crazy damage in late game. So an impact is super good with Gwen E. Eyeball Collection or Ghost Portal super good as well for that flat AP. We always want to stack AP on Gwen, okay, because of her passive. And the Ultimate Hunter is super valuable, okay? Ultimate Hunter is super good on Gwen, because having your ult is really important with her. Like, when you are like 2-3 items, it's like a massive source of damage, and you really need it for important fights, okay? People be like, okay, but why full AP? Why you don't go Riftmaker? Why you don't go? You don't struggle against tanks without Riftmaker and stuff? Gwen has her anti-tank inbuilt in her kit. You don't need to go Riftmaker. You don't need to go, I don't know, Leandris. You don't need to go anti-tank items, because Gwen is an anti-tank herself, but she needs her passive for it, okay? So if you go Riftmaker, which is a really low AP item, okay? What you are doing, it's you are going for an item to like survive long trades when you can just one-shot tanks itself. Like, it's like super stupid going for Riftmaker when you can go for Shadow Flame, when you can go for Void Staff, when you can go for Rabadons, okay? You need heavy AP for that passive to make you not only a tank killer, but an everything killer, okay? Gwen is a hyper carry. She can one-shot everything, okay? She's not a breezer. Get that out of your mind, okay? Gwen is a everything killer, hyper carry, okay? 1v9 champion, not a breezer. Okay. Oh, wait, never mind. I haven't speak about secondary runes. For secondary runes, we're always going to run, even in hard matchups, okay? Gathering Storm plus Absolute Focus. These both runes are like key for Gwen. Legit, you need to run these runes in order to make Gwen deal damage, alright? If you don't run this, your champion won't do damage. That's it. I mean, she will do damage, but it's not going to be that mid-game / late-game monster 1v9 champion, alright? You're going to lose lots of damage, and you won't be able to 1v9 games even in late game. So it's better to just struggle early game a little bit more and take blue runes instead to take green ones, okay? always prioritize your late game and mid game over anything else. Okay, we are going to play a super safe lane. It doesn't matter if we die once or twice, okay? Or late game we still come, and we need that blue runes for that, okay? So always gathering storm and absolute focus. Okay, now we talk about the build. We have like a really simple core, okay? As I said before, Nashtooth always, okay? It's the best item on Gwen. I've seen Kerberos and other Gwen players running Lichbane first. It is indeed better for burst, but I think it's not better than Nashtooth, okay? Cons on Lichbane. It makes your champion way less dynamic, okay? So you don't rely that much on auto attacks, and you start to rely more on heavy burst. What happens with this? If enemy dodges your skill shots, you are cooked. So you really need Nashtooth for, I don't know, better tower shredding, better DPS. I mean, you will have burst anyway. You don't need Lichbane, at least for first item. That's why I think Nashtooth is like her best first item option. Like over all else, always run Nashtooth. For second, we are always going to go for Shadowflame, okay? Really good item for Gwen, and also combos with Dark Harvest, okay? Dark Harvest crits under the effect of Shadowflame. Also sudden impact. So it makes a really good combo with this Dark Harvest setup, okay? Also really big AP and Magic Pen is always a good thing. For third item, we're always going to run Rabadons to have even more AP for that passive to be able to one-shot everything. And for fourth item, we're going to go for Void Stuff. At this point, enemy might have Magic Rest or will plan to buy it. So always get Void Stuff. Don't go for Sonias, don't go for all the items, because you might go for Sonias and then enemy gets like a really heavy Magic Rest item and you might struggle against it because your true damage is not enough. So I would rather leave Sonias, Banshees, or other defensive items or alternatives for last item, okay? You should not need it most of games, okay? So W gives lots of resistances. You're just strong enough to carry games. Like only problem is late game if you can get one shot by any other champion. Like Sonias and Banshees comes in handy, but before that, I don't feel like you need them that much. Okay, Summoner's always going to be Ghost plus TP. Okay, Ghost is really good with Gwen, okay, to chase people, run away, and all that stuff. It just plays super good with Gwen. And TP for the IPS Kane champion and side lane. I don't recommend Ignite, alright? Because as I said before, we don't aim to solo kill. It's just like going for Ignite with Cassidy. It's just like super cheesy, alright? And it almost never works. So just have that in mind. It's like playing Kayle or Cassidy with Ignite, okay? It's not ideal. So I would just prefer to run TP every single game. And it also allows you side lane to, like, I don't know, go side lane bot on Nash tempo and TP flank enemy team, kill them all. It allows a lot of, like, game winning plays. Not only for lane for sure, for lane it's incredible, but for side lane as well, it is super needed. Okay, so our laning phase, as I said, will be a super safe playstyle. Okay, we just chill until level 3. When we get OW, we always try to crash waves with W to make them bounce back, so we can recall and get all items without losing any CS. Okay, it's really easy for Gwen to break freezes against mages, because you can just W and add focus the wave, and the mage can't really do anything. About early game, we just wait all level 3, play super safe, let a wave come to us, and only play like aggressive if our jungler is ganking or if our support is roaming to us. Only in that cases, right? You can short trade for sure, but stick to short trades, right? You just BWQ and then insta click back. Like no aggressive audience until we are like level 6 or Nashtooth, like really strong, okay? About mid game, we are going always to try And at this point, we will have like 1.5 items, maybe 2 items, Shadow Flame. When we can lift mid lane, okay, like imagine your bot lane gets their tower destroyed or they destroy enemy tower, so they lift bot lane, alright? You need to go to the side lane as soon as you can, so you start catching CS and applying that pressure into the side lane. Always pick side lane based on your better matchup and what objective wants your team to play, okay? If you have TP, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Okay, you can go bot lane, you can go top lane, doesn't matter the objective that is spawning, because you can TP whenever the play is starting. But if you don't have TP, you always go to the side lane that that has the objective, okay? If Nashor is spawning, you go top. If Drake is spawning, you go bot. This is in case you don't have TP. Okay, about that. If it's like a really low value objective, just like I don't know, single Drake or something like that, you always we prioritize getting towers, okay? Getting tier 2 towers grants you 600 gold, which is super huge to speed up your power spikes. So if it's like their first, second Drake, and you are not like playing for Drakes as well, you can drop objectives to prioritize getting tower and gold from them, okay? You are opening map by that, and you are speeding your power spikes. It might sound pretty egoist playstyle, but this is how you play this champion, okay? This is how you play this hyper-scaling Gwen setup. There's no other real way to play it. Like, if you play for your team, you can start playing for your team if you are like 3 items, 4 items, super fed. But if you play for your team before grabbing that power spikes, you will most likely lose the game, because this is not the way you have to play this champion, okay? You have to go side lane. If you are fed enough, they will have to send like 2 or 3 champions just to stop you, and you will apply way more pressure that way instead of going with your team. Okay, late game you will be a fucking monster. Minute 30, you got your absolute focus, like 20ish AP, absolute, gathering storm, 48 AP, minute 30, plus Rabadon's passive. This champion is just a monster in late game, okay? And that's it. Basically, this is like the way I play Gwen. That got me to challenger many times. Played against a lot of pros, and I think in high elo it's way harder to pull it out. So this champion is the perfect definition of 1v9. If you want a 1v9 champion, if you want to play Gwen and carry games, you like her, you have fun with her, try this setup. Like, I'm begging, try this setup. It's the most fun way to play the champion, okay? That's for sure. Like, I can't say it, like, I have 5,000 games on Gwen, and this is not only the best way to play her, and OTP her as well, because it's way easy to blind pick. People don't know how to play against her, and matchups are way easier. Not only that, it's the most fucking fun way to play this champion, okay? And that's all for today. Sorry if this video is like a little low quality, let's say. It's my first recorded video, and in English as well, so it's pretty hard to me. I tried my best to explain shortly how to play my main champion. So if you have any more doubts, if you have any more ideas on how to approach Gwen, feel free to drop your opinion in the comments, okay? Follow me on Twitter. Like, I always post stuff about Gwen there, and not only Gwen, like the game itself, from my challenger point of view. And thank you so much for watching this video. I'm always on the Purple platform, streaming every single day. I also do coaching, so if you're interested, you can find me wherever I said before. And again, thank you so much for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you try this setup and win a lot of games. Thank you very much.